Hi, Dr. Phil here. Welcome to this Lightning Process graduate newsletter. Today I want to talk about support after the lightning process. There's a couple of myths in the lightning process, which is one, everyone does the lightning process. Within the first few moments, they suddenly become magically well. Now, it's true that does happen for some people. For some people, it happens day one, day two, day three, but not for everybody. Some people take a little bit longer. And even if you make change super quickly, as many people do, quite often later on something can blindside you that comes up. Maybe you've got to give a speech at your wedding, or you've got a tricky interview, or you get an illness, and suddenly you find yourself thrown into the pit. You find yourself doing the pathways of the pit, but some event seems to have encouraged and invited you into those pathways. So support structures are super important, and I've said this before, but it's worth saying again. Your practitioner loves you to be well and use the process. So if ever you need to contact them, send them an email, want some support or advice, they are really, really happy to hear from you, because they want you to get the change that you want. They want to use the tools you already use successfully to continue making that change. So please do get in touch with them. Don't do shyness or embarrassment about, oh, I should be better than I am. That's really not useful. Remember, that's a pit conversation as well. A good definition of the pit is the way I'm thinking useful in bringing me what I want in my life, moving in the direction I want. And those kind of conversations, which we do hear a lot, is like, oh, I wish I'd phoned you earlier, but I felt a bit bad about it, are pit-based conversations instead. Like, what's useful for me is getting in touch with the guys, finding what they can do to help. So really, first of all, use support structures. And one of the core support structures is talking to your practitioner. Now, occasionally we know people go, I like my practitioner, but actually I feel that I could get input from someone else. That's okay as well. You can contact a different practitioner. There will usually be a conversation or a request for a conversation between two practitioners to make sure that everyone knows what's going on and they can help you as well as possible. We generally advise working with the practitioner you start out with, but there are times when it's absolutely fine to change. Remember, the most important thing is you getting what you need. The other thing, you're watching this video, which means you must have signed up to the newsletter. That's another great thing. Look at the newsletters. We send loads of stuff out. We've got a kind of library of material from years and years and years, and we like to share it with you because we know how important it is. So watch, listen, connect, and then use all the other social media platforms. I've talked about this before. Technology is an amazing thing in triggering, waking up, engaging with our neurology. And I say amazing, it can work, as we know, in both ways. We can get affected by some very difficult items on the news or the internet, or get sucked down a rabbit hole, but equally, more importantly, we can use it for good. It definitely has an impact. I mean, it's designed to have an impact on our neurology, and that's why they've invested so much money on it, so we can use it for good. So make sure you are following me and other people that you think are talking about the same important conversations, but especially the lightning process conversations, your practitioner, me, the stuff we put out. We're on Facebook, very busy on Facebook, we're very busy on Instagram particularly, but other social media platforms as well. Engage, have conversations, not just with me, but with other people, because that's where your tribe is, the people who have been through this extraordinary journey of having really tricky situations and finding their way through it with this extraordinary set of tools, the lightning process. Yeah, there are thousands of you, but often we don't bump into them on a daily basis, but they are out there and they're on social media. That could be a really good place to find a support network group of people who understand and are gonna, if they're gonna have a conversation about health, it's going to be steering it to, and what can we do about it, rather than those conversations about how awful everything is, which we don't want to be doing. Instead, recognizing, okay, this is going on for me. What are good ways that you can use the process to make change? Reach out to people who can support you, because we know that the way the world works is most people are still stuck in the pit. You probably noticed that. And although I was talking to somebody about this today, it's not that you should never be in the pit. The chances are we all will. I certainly am. All the practitioners are from time to time. The question not is, are you ever going to go in the pit? The question is, how long after you notice it do you do something about it? How long do you sit in it without even becoming aware of it and then changing? And that's all we really need to do, is kind of go, if our neurology is heading in this direction, to kind of go, that's not where I want to go. What do I need to do to start moving? And as soon as you have even become aware that you were heading that direction and starting to move out of it into the direction you want to go in, even that first movement is brilliant, because that means you're no longer still heading in the direction that is definitely not going to help your health. So I hope that's useful for you. Use all the support materials, the books I've written. You've probably heard me talking about the coach that's always there. It's a really useful edition. I've got a copy of it here. Really useful addition to your bookshelf. It teaches some extra skills, similar to the lightning process, but slightly different takes on things and extra things as well, that may be the thing that helps you to just find your way into this new pathway. So I hope that's useful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye now.